people learn to be safe if they're not given the opportunity to take the same normal risks that non-care experienced young people take? Now, some of the answers we have received is very difficult, have to manage risk. The key is to make sure care leavers are well informed and encouraged to take some risks, learn from mistakes, PAs to be there for them if things don't work out, to look at plan B, C, D, etc. And then, another one, for example, young people should be able to... Hello, my girl, you need to make up your mind, let's go to a different one. Senior management need to be braver with children whilst they're in care. However, the media needs to be less blaming to enable the right climate for this to happen. Similarly, Ofsted needs to recognise. Now, what I would like to acknowledge with that answer is that we like to see that answer, but at the same time, you're acknowledging that you can make improvements, but at the same time, it's looking like you're pointing the fingers and you're blaming social media and you're blaming Ofsted. Yes, social media and the media have a big impact on society because we're growing up to be in a world, I wouldn't say sensitive, but we're coming to a new age. We're not in the old age anymore. But at the same time, Ofsted and the media have a lot of influence to do with it. But at the same time, same way how you would normally tell your children how sometimes if you want to do something because you love it, just do it. Don't care about other people's opinion. That's how you should feel about your young children. You shouldn't be hesitant because you're afraid of other people's opinion. You're afraid of the backlash. What backlash could you possibly receive? Because if you think about it, young children post 16, growing up to be care leavers, if you think about it, most 16 to 17-year-olds are living their life. They're outside, maybe chilling with their friends, staying out, little sleepovers. But if you really think about it, 16 upwards, if you do not give children their freedom and their space, they are going to rebel. And that is the time for them to live their best life. Because if you really think about it, once they turn 18 and they go into independence, they are going to be stressed. They're going to be worrying about where's my next meal coming from if they don't have a supportive family. They're going to be thinking, I have to work my hardest just so I make sure I have electricity in my house. I have to work my hardest just so I know I've got food in my fridge. They're not thinking about, oh, let me be a normal 18-year-old. Let me go out with my friends. Let me go clubbing. Let me go for a little cheeky little cocktail because I'm 18, I'm legal now. No one's thinking about that. Right now, every child that is 18 and that is in independence or younger that is in independence, they are thinking about where's their next meal coming from. They're thinking where's their next income coming from. They're not thinking about, oh, let me go out and party and be a teenager. They're thinking about being an adult. We have been forced, not by choice, but because we have no reason. We've been forced to grow and we haven't been able to be children. And when you restrict children, we feel a deep oppression because right now you're just pushing us to be mature faster than we need to be. Because when you're 16 in care, post 16, 18 plus, DBS background checks, you can't even go to a party without saying, all right, we need to do a police check on the mum. Even if you say I'm going to be back by 10 o'clock, you still need a police check on a background check on the mother and everyone else that's in that property. Fair enough, it's a safety precaution, but at the same time, you need to think about these things when it comes to young people.
Is it acceptable for the standards of living for a child in care to be lower than a child who isn't?
I understand that this is a very simple answer, so no. But at the same time, within your local authorities, look what, how do I word this? Look at what you have available for the young people and what you're lacking in. Because at the same time, you may be doing all that you can, but sometimes you really need to think, what am I not doing? What can I do that I'm not doing right now? Because I know there's some local authorities, not pointing fingers, and again, I'm not trying to get onto all of you, but at the same time, there's some local authorities that know that they can do better. There's local authorities that know that we can be doing better for these young people, but sometimes it may not be the funding or you may not have certain resources to help you, but at the same time, if you don't have certain resources, it's the same way if you're in your house and God forbid, like there was an earthquake or something and you lost all of your goods, you lost everything, you're going to try work with what you have in your house. You'll find a way to make it work. Same way if you're left on a desert island, you'll have to find a way, you'll have to find sticks, stones, and everything you can to try build a shelter or something to help you. So at the same time, if you have nothing, all you got to do is think to yourself, how can we even start or even make a starting point to even try and make these children's lives better? And I do think that we do need to go to Parliament when it comes to these type of things, because at the end of the day, there's only so much you lot can do, and there's only so much we can press and fight for. So it's like, for me, we keep on coming back to local authorities, asking for solutions, asking for what can you do, but you guys are very limited to what you can do. And I feel like if you really, really have a passion for young people, then I think we should start a petition and take this to Parliament, because this is not right. This is not right the way we're living. Okay, do you have an offer for young people post-25, and how do you share this with them? And I can't lie, some of the answers kind of have me shocked. Some of you said no. That's quite shocking for me, because post-25, at the end of the day, when it comes to support and it comes to family, as corporate parents, you are our family. Some children don't have mothers, fathers, aunties, uncles, grannies, or grandparents. So technically, you are our family. So especially when it comes to post-18, it's more of we lose the support, we lose the social workers that we had. We mainly lose the main, are you okay? They have to at least check on you at least once a week, or at least drop you a message to make sure you're okay. Now, with post-25, yes, we've moved on into independence, but at the same time, if a child has no family, that will really put them into a depressive state to make them want to commit suicide. And this is what happens. Post-18, mental health is a serious thing, especially when you leave children with not so supportive family bubble around them, or no family bubble at all. This is how mental health comes into play, because now people are now thinking, stressing, worrying about, I need to put food in my fridge, I need to make sure there's money on my electric, I need to make sure my water bills is paid for. Even some people are in debt because they do not have the correct fundings. They're always calling EDF and asking, can I take out an emergency loan for my credit because I have no emergency left? That will put someone into a deep depressive state. They're thinking, I'm not doing well enough for my age. I'm not doing the best I can. And it's because they don't have support. Because post-25, it's believed to be you're independent, you have a job, you have your house, you're paying for your bills, you're fine. But at the same time, you really need to stay around these young people, because as much as we lose some support that we get, at the same time, I do think PAs or some professionals do need to still put in a little bit more work with those that they know are more vulnerably, not vulnerably weak in their head, but more mentally challenged when it comes to living on their own. Because especially where some people came from an environment where they came from a loving foster carer, and it's like they were used to the atmosphere. And now it's where it's gone from waking up every morning to hearing your carer's voice or hearing whoever you live with, to complete silence, waking up on your own, waking up to the four walls every day by yourself, listening to your own voice. It says we try to reach out to 21 plus yearly via a card, but this is a hit and miss. Yeah. What I would like to say with a card, a yearly card, I must say. Personally, if I received a yearly card when I was 21, post-21, from maybe the local authority, I would personally be very upset, because if it's a yearly basis, that means you must be sending me a Christmas card or a birthday card. So personally, that would make me feel very, very neglected, because at the end of the day, not neglected, but ignored, because it's not ignored. I can't even think of the word it is right now, but it's like, you want to send a post once, yearly, fair enough, but you need to at least check once a month at least, because anything could have happened. But obviously, I want to thank you all for actually sitting down to take time out of your work, your personal lives, to actually come sit down and embrace what we're saying, because sometimes it is very hard to have difficult conversations, and it's very hard to hear things that you don't like to hear sometimes. So big up yourselves, innit?